If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new album in the description.
We just got some new information about Logic's new album, Vinyl Days, from the man himself. So today I wanted to go over what, Bobby gave us as information about Vinyl Days in terms of also release date. And we just got 2 new singles. So we got a lot to talk about today. So let's jump straight into this. So I dropped a video about, I think like 3 days ago, talking about how Vinyl Days was supposed to come out before July because on July 27th, I think it was, his joint tour together with Wiz Khalifa starts. And obviously, as the tour is also called Vinyl Verse, it's probably to promote Vinyl Days. And if that tour is happening in July, then the album got to drop before July so that he can then use the tour to promote the album. It only makes sense. That was my theory in that video. But today we actually got some confirmation on this same subject matter, and my theory, was proven in a way, because Logic took to TikTok and also Instagram to share a video of him just, sitting at home somewhere talking, and basically complaining about Def Jam. And he had some complaints, some, arguments he made that kind of date back to also, previous issues he's had with his label. So let's talk about those real quick. So, as I said, Logic released 2 new singles that he also announced, like 2-3 days ago. I made a whole video about it, for his new album Vinyl Days, and those were Tetris and Decades. Both of them I like very much. I think Tetris goes a bit harder. I was hoping, I was expecting more for Decades, to be honest, but I'm just happy that it's here. So those 2 singles dropped, but Logic in that video is also complaining that Def Jam dropped them as 2 individual singles instead of a 2-pack. And when you look at the Spotify screen, you can see that they are listed as 2 separate singles, but with the same cover art, and it just looks kind of silly that they dropped in the same day and are not, grouped together in a 2-pack, which would have made it so much more elegant and smooth. This just kind of seems like amateur, but I guess Def Jam was on some. So that was one thing that Bobby was complaining about. Another thing he was complaining about in that video was about the music video for Tetris, because he also dropped a music video for Tetris, which I like very much. It's a, throwback to a lot of the old Logic videos where he's just like, walking, jumping around, throwing his hands up in the air, kind of like going crazy. So I was happy to see this again. And in that video on TikTok or Instagram where Logic was complaining, he said that he wanted to drop the video early, which he now didn't do. But he wanted to drop the video early because, he just wanted to give it to the fans before the song comes out on streaming. I like that. It's kind of like a personal thing, that he does with his fans. And a lot of artists do that they drop the video before they drop the song on streaming. That's something that artists do. Well, apparently Def Jam had some problems with this. They said that this was going to mess up the numbers and you can't drop your video early. Maybe they are just saying that, if he does drop it on Friday or on Thursday night, 12 a.m., so Friday morning, 12 a.m. basically, that's when music drops, because Billboard is counting streams and sales from, starting on Friday of that week to 12 a.m. Thursday the next week, so the beginning of the next Friday basically. And of course, if Logic dropped the video early, those views on the music video that would kind of get calculated in with the rest of the streams and with the rest of the sales to get a first week number on that and to determine commercial success for the song, they would get lost because they would still be happening in the previous week. So before Thursday 12 a.m., Friday morning 12 a.m. Of that week, on which he then dropped the singles. And that's why they're dropping the singles at that exact time. So when they drop it, every single stream that those singles make is going to count towards the first week numbers. But again, who cares about the first week numbers of singles? I mean, maybe they are used to get better, placements and promotion, that you can have something that you can kind of be like, hey, this did this in that first week. But it's Logic. I don't know if that's still at that point something that he needs to worry about. We see a lot of big artists out here doing all types of stuff, that's messing up the numbers. numbers. So I'm really not sure if I'm with Def Jam on this one, but I get that they're looking at, the money and they're the business behind it. So I guess, that's kind of what they're getting at. But in this case, if Logic wants to do that, he's still, he has all the rights to do that. Anyway, go check out that video, go check out the singles, both very much worth your while. Let's actually get at the interesting part of, the Vinyl Days release now, because that's why I clicked all in this video. Because at the end of this little TikTok clip, after he's complaining about, Def Jam and what the fuck Def Jam and all that, he then says, okay, I wanted to do it all for the fans. I don't care about the numbers. I used to be like, oh, you can't release this single as that and that video at that time and all that. Now he says he doesn't care about it. And at the end, he's just kind of like, so anyway, Vinyl Days is dropping in June. I'm so excited. So we got our confirmation that Vinyl Days is actually dropping in June. So again, further proving the theory that it's got to drop before July, because in July he's going on tour with Wiz on the Vinyl Verse tour, and he needs to perform this record. So Vinyl Days, Logic's new album, is dropping in June. Also, as we could tell from the whole conflict with Def Jam and the video and the singles and all of that, where they kind of messed it up for him, we can tell that this is going to be the last record on Def Jam. He still needs to release one more album to get out of his contract with Def Jam, and that apparently is gonna be Vinyl Days. This was not, completely confirmed up to this date. He's released, for example, the Doc D tape independently as like, non-commercial mixtape on Dat Piff. And then he also released Bobby Tarantino 3, which was still distributed through Def Jam, but didn't count as, the album that he was supposed to make to get out of his deal. So we all thought that was maybe it, and he, maybe that's why it wasn't that good, because he was just trying to get out of his deal. But this one is now actually confirmed to be the last album, because he's promoting it as his next big album. And as we could tell from the whole conflict and back and forth with Def Jam, they are very much involved with this, taking over all the distributive services on that one and promotional. So that is going to be the last record on Def Jam for Logic, and that's going to get him out of his deal. And after that, he can do whatever he wants. And I'm really excited for that, period of time in his career. Probably will not do the numbers he used to, but will definitely get a lot more creative and will get way better art. So yeah, Vinyl Days dropping in June. Logic having some problems with Def Jam, with the video, with the singles released, but we got a new video and we got 2 new Logic singles for Vinyl Days to get us in the mood. And honestly, July is not that far off into the future. That's like 1.5 months. I'm cool with that. I'm really cool with that. So yeah, obviously what I talked about with the whole, conflict with Def Jam and all of that, what I said is just my opinion. Now I want to know what you think about this. How do you stand in this conflict with Logic and Def Jam? Whose side are you on? Can you understand Def Jam's arguments? Or do you think Logic should be able to do whatever he wants? Also, are you excited for Vinyl Days now that it's confirmed to drop in June? To kickstart the tour in July? And have you bought tickets yet for the tour? That's something that would be very interesting. All of that, please let me know in the comments down below.
If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and you'll take care.